Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and if you don't know anything about the Roger Stone guilty verdict, the trial in general, only that you know like Stone because Roger Stone, bad man, Russian collusion, well then you may be amongst the people that have been shedding tears of joy that he's going to probably do the rest of his life in prison. You don't understand that what he was found guilty of was lying to members of Congress and witness tampering, I believe was the other guilty charge. Now, the man in the middle of all this is a guy named Randy Credico. He's right behind me here, pointing away, okay? And if you see this headline, and this is sometimes why I like the Daily Mail. This is the national interest. Roger Stone going to jail because of me is horrible. Prosecution star witness. So before we go any further about Credico, he's this radio show host. He's a comedian, and he and Roger Stone were party buddies. They liked a little bit of the cocaine. Okay, and Randy also had an in with WikiLeaks. Okay, at the time, but we'll get into that. Let's focus now on him because this is another reason I appreciate the Daily Mail. This was a fender bender that was spun into a 21-car pileup. Star witness against Roger Stone fights back tears as he says he feels horrible. The Trump associate is going to prison because of his testimony. Yeah, because Randy Credico, he's a 65-year-old guy, and he understands. He faces up to 20 years behind bars, and they're trying to make examples. All right? Understand? I mean, this is some insanity. I hate to see the guy go to jail because of me, Credico told Yahoo. Now, if you check out Yahoo, they have probably the most extensive article on this. And if you get down to the very beginning, they talk about how the source for Stone may have been Corsi and not Credico. I'm sorry, Randy Credico. I think it's Randy Credico. Credico, I should get it into my head. So anyway, Credico, him and Stone have these leaks back and forth where Stone actually threatens his dog. Okay? But now he's saying, those threats about my dog were not anything I took seriously. I only put the emails and texts out there as a brushback pitch. Okay? Do you understand? So he knows what Stone does and how he tries to spin reality because he takes pride in the fact that he was called a dirty trickster. And if you think that Stone's an honest guy and a man of honor, I would point you to his mentor, Roy Cohn. Okay? Roy Cohn, not that person. Roger Stone, not that person. I'm still not advocating that he goes to prison for what they found him guilty of. Because it perpetuates this myth, and this is where the Daily Mail gets me. Okay? Perpetuates this myth, and let's scroll down. That, look at all these Trump associates that were convicted in the Mueller probe. Well, actually, none of them were really convicted in the Mueller probe. They were convicted because of the Mueller probe. But it had nothing to do with a probe into collusion with Russia. No, it was a perjury trap set to also have associates flip on Trump and tried to give them insights of other crimes, which they didn't do or they would have prosecuted Trump. They never got him in the seat to say the wrong thing. So now we've got Stone, Flynn, his lawyer Cohen, in an illegal raid, in my opinion, on his offices, Manafort, Rick Gates, and Papadopoulos, right? So right now with the Ukraine fake impeachment, the inquiry or whatever it is, Attorney Bill Barr says the Democrats are using every tool to sabotage President Trump in a scorched earth, no-holds-barred war of resistance, and slams the left for their constant harassment that is dangerous to America. Now, in a respect in this, I have to say, look, our political officials have been dangerous to America for a very long time. Probably longer than I was around. Probably longer than you were around if you're older than me. Okay? However, when you have an administration that comes in and talks about leaving wars of aggression and peace and starts just trying to implement the most basic tools and then getting huge blowback for that, but at the same time increasing the military-industrial complex, you have a conundrum, right? You have a conundrum. Because he's also outing the media, the fake news media. He's a little bit out of their control. He's not Hillary Clinton. He's not Joe Biden. He's not Kamala Harris. He's not Cory Booker. He's not Pete Bootlicker. You get it? And then on the Republican side, who are they looking to now? And by the way, I really do think it looks like it's going to be a Hillary Clinton run. You would think that something like this, by the way, with the star witness fighting back tears, saying it's a tragedy this guy's going to jail because of me, would be top news everywhere. Top news everywhere. Doesn't seem to be that big a deal. It was a big deal when he's guilty. Roger Stone going to hell. Come on. Bullshit cheap shots. And again, I don't know who's the next politician. Tulsi Gabbard, I'd love to see her go up against Trump so we can get real issues in there and maybe force some change one way or the other. But the establishment doesn't want to talk about her talking points. They want to talk about people that are saying, wow, how dare we abandon the Kurds in Syria? We need to bomb Syria more. They want people like the Trump administration that are completely beholden to Israel and everything they want. It goes beyond even the alliance when Trump declares the Golan Heights theirs out of nowhere. And we have no media coverage whatsoever with what's been going on in Gaza and beyond, missiles on both sides now, right, in that region in the last week. Meanwhile, their whole government's in turmoil. And a lot of people in that region think Netanyahu's taken it too far, and his imperialist agenda is so much that the other political side in this country is going to take power. It's complicated issues. But, again, what's not complicated is that in this case, I don't like Bill Barr. I think he's a really bad guy. I think if you believe that Bill Barr and the Department of Justice, for instance, don't know more to what happened with Epstein, if you believe, okay, that the cameras just malfunctioned. Oh, they magically malfunctioned. And, he hung himself, even though the other coroner says he didn't hang himself. If you believe these type of things, I want to also remind people, let's put this over here, that Epstein jail guards were recently offered a plea deal, okay, and did not take that deal. This is yesterday, okay? The Department of Justice knows damn well that Epstein was murdered, and I know there's so many of you guys, Epstein's still alive out there, Epstein's still alive. I just so highly doubt it. I mean, now you have to orchestrate on top of getting him out and all those. You have the after-the-fact witnesses from, the people that took him to the hospital, Baden, his associate that was in there, Barbara Sampson, et cetera, all the way, into the coroner's office on the way out. So I believe he's dead. But that doesn't mean that Bill Barr is telling the truth about it. However, I can't disagree with this statement. I mean, look at all these people in prison for crimes, they didn't really commit or committed long ago. Remember, Stone didn't collude with Russia. They got him on a technicality of lying to Congress for some backdoor dealings with possibly Jerome Corsi. I mean, come on. Brian Telford, as a coincidence theorist, I approve this message. Brian Telford, thank you so much for the support, my man. I really do appreciate it. Thumbs this video up, guys, if you like the content. We're doing it 3 to 7 times a day. And I just did a very long, let's refresh, a very long 90-minute Ask Me Anything with Dylan Avery. Loose Change Final Cut, Loose Change Second Edition. He's got the magic molecule. He's got, is it Black and Bruised? No, it's Black and Blue. I'm sorry, Black and Blue. And he just put out that Bagel Boss mini documentary, free on Amazon Prime. It's called 4'11". You can go check that out. But it's a nice long broadcast. We're probably going to do a couple more broadcasts today. I'm not sure exactly what the subjects are going to be, but we keep up on big topics. We do deep dives. I do mixed martial mindset with John Fitch once a week. We'll be doing that Monday, recapping this week's Bellator, UFC card, and beyond. So join the Burmese Brigade. Subscribe right now if you're not. I am a documentary filmmaker, by the way. All my films are free here. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade, the motion picture, all in the documentaries playlist. Financially support me if you like this content. Share it with others. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donations like David are also much appreciated. We're trying to take it big time, baby. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.